Ladies and gentlemen, on debate number one on the amnesty controversy tonight, I want to introduce my guests. Sambit Patra of the BJP, Ratan Sharda of the RSS, R.K. Mattu, chairman of the Kashmir Hindu Cultural Trust, had attended the event in Bengaluru that we'll be talking about tonight. Shama Nargund, ABVP activist, V.K. Somshekhar, managing trustee of Grahak Shakti, is live from Bengaluru tonight, taking them on. Ajay Alok of the JDU, Shabnam Lone, advocate of the Supreme Court, John Dayal of the All India Christian Council, backs amnesty. Naved Hamid of the All India Muslim Majlis-e-Mushawarat backs amnesty. Tushar Gandhi, great-grandson of Mahatma Gandhi and activist, backs amnesty. Dr. Fuad Halim, leader of the CPIM, joining us from Kolkata, surprisingly, backs amnesty tonight. You know, John Dayal, I want to start with you and then open up the debate. In the context of JNU, when the same questions were raised about people who were chanting
How
Azad.
wonderful.
Yeah. In the context of JNU, when questions were being raised about people who wanted Azadi and chanted Azadi, the initial argument was given out that, you know what, these people want Azadi from poverty, these people want Azadi from unemployment, etc., etc. As you are fully aware, John Dayal, at that point the argument was made that nobody's really talking about Azadi from India. It's the media that has misinterpreted the whole thing and giving it a wrong twist. I, of course, find it interesting that people who are pro-Pakistan, like Basharat Peer, went on to then give interviews to say they don't want Azadi within India, they want Azadi from India, and it became all very clear. But in any case, let's come to the point in this case. These people, John Dayal, who were at this event in Bengaluru, when they were saying Azadi, 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 what did they want? Azadi as in a breakup from India, or Azadi from cauliflowers? Azadi from India, or Azadi from waiting in line at a restaurant? Azadi from India, or Azadi from potholes? Or maybe from the speed of the internet being slow in Bengaluru? At least let us start by being little honest today, that what is being captured on tape is secessionism and pro-secessionists, and not dilute that with any other argument. Sambit, we are starting by laying, I think we start with that premise that these people are asking for Azadi from India. In other words, they are demanding secessionism openly. This is therefore not a freedom of expression argument. John there.
Since you are being facetious, possibly they are asking Azadi from Newshour. But before I say that, let me say I do not represent here the All India Christian Council. I've retired. But let me tell you one thing. I have always maintained on your channel that if any crime is deemed committed, the place for its judgment is a court of law.
Right.
Whether it's against me or it's against you. It is not a TV studio. It is not on the road. I've also maintained that I am a citizen of India, and I reserve my right, as a citizen of India, to critique the government,
all this
to critique all political parties, and to critique you.
You know these hypocrites. These hypocrites. Some people who say, well, we are NGO. I'm sure Amnesty International considers itself some kind of an NGO. But then, people who keep changing their line in different situations.
Ask them.
One second. In 2005, let me say this factually tonight. I want fact, not hyperbole. I want reasoned argument, not personal attack. In the context of the Danish cartoon controversy, in February 2006, this same amnesty issues a press release titled Freedom of speech carries responsibilities for all. This same Amnesty, viewers, has a different standard for the rest of the world and the rest for India. And people like Tushar Gandhi, people like John Dayal, people like Shabnam Lone, people like Ajay Alok are going to defend the same Amnesty. I want to read them to know tonight that the same Amnesty in February 2006 issued a press release titled Freedom of Speech carries responsibilities for all. In response to let me say to the world today,
Amnesty,
you see, I will have to be allowed to complete my comment. People who don't study the subject will never be able to understand how Amnesty is doing open U-turns in this case. You know, Amnesty for the rest of the world, in the context of the Danish newspaper issuing objectionable cartoons targeting a specific religion in February 2006, saying that these cartoons, which denigrate Islam, says at that point of time, issues a press release which says, and I read from it, however, the right to freedom of expression is not absolute, neither for the creators of the material nor their critics. It carries responsibilities, and it may therefore be subject to restrictions in the name of safeguarding the rights of others. In particular, any advocacy of national, racial or religious hatred that constitutes incitement to discrimination, hostility or violence cannot be considered legitimate exercise of the freedom of expression. Under international standards, such hate speech should be prohibited by law. This is what Amnesty says to the rest of the world. In our country, you can abuse, you can denigrate, you can make your event a platform for secessionists to chant for the dismemberment of the Indian state. At that point of time, people like John Dayal will come forward like faithful soldiers of Amnesty and say, this is freedom of expression. I want to know why Amnesty itself had said there needs to be limits to the freedom of expression in the context of the Danish cartoon. Tell me, how is denigrating India or calling for the breakup of India any less damaging than abusing a particular religion or being disrespectful to a particular religion? Someone explain that logic to me. One person do on the program tonight. Silence. Tushar has no answer. Alok, you want to come in?
If you're willing to listen.
Explain this hypocrisy to me. Someone explain.
You didn't ask me the question, Arnab.
Someone explain.
I didn't know who you were asking the question to.
Alok wanted to come in.
You know, you speak to yourself so much.
Alok wanted to come in. I'll come to you as well.
Ask a question.
Yeah. Alok, what are you saying?
He's asking the question to hypocrites. Those who are hypocrites can answer.
And when they are asking us a question, so if I don't know when I'm being asked a question, how do you expect me to answer?
Okay, Alok is taking that. Tushar, I'll come to you. Tushar, I'll come to you. Let Alok take that.
Are we discussing?
No, when you name me, let me speak, Arnab. When you name
I'll name you after this and you can speak after that.
Are we discussing about the people? Are we discussing about the people who were chanting the anti-national slogans? What is more important? And as far as Amnesty's multiple U-turns are concerned, and as far as Amnesty going here and there is concerned, let's have a political consensus. Let's ban Amnesty. Because when you are quoting 2006, you also know who all supported Amnesty in 2006, 2008, 2012.
Sambit is on
and
the
who
debate.
is Akar Patel and who is being supported by? Who supports Akar Patel? We all know here. And what kind of a phono he has given, we have all heard it. So why don't we have a political consensus? Let's ban these institutions like Amnesty. Why we are discussing that? That is not important. Important is that a group of Kashmiri students are against chanting this separatist slogan when the Kashmir is burning for the last 39 days. This is important. And they are booked in sedition charges. The impact, because the whole valley is now shouting anti-India slogans. The whole valley.
Which side are you on, Ajay? Ajay, which side are you on?
In Bengaluru.
Ajay, which side are you on?
Let's ban Amnesty.
Which side are you on, Ajay, on this? If someone comes to Patna, one second. Ajay, a question being put to you. Sincerely listen to my question. Someone comes to Patna where you are in power, hires an auditorium. Amnesty International organizes an event which specifically, for some strange reasons, as part of a multi-metro campaign, targets what the Indian Army, Indian state, Indian security personnel are doing wrong, doesn't mention Hafiz Saeed, doesn't mention the Lashkar, doesn't mention the Hizb, doesn't mention the Pakistan hand, but focuses on the atrocities of the Indian state. And if that were to be happening under your nose in Patna, and that event was suddenly, from discussing human rights, get hijacked into a pro-Azadi, right, kind of demonstration, I'm asking you, what would you do? Would you sit there?
As a proactive state government,
would you sit there? Would you sit there and say? Would you sit there and say, let them do it?
We will arrest those people.
There you are. Then why are you then? Why are you being a hypocrite tonight?
And will press them.
Debate is open. Some bits on the debate. There you are. If you're saying they're going to be arrested, then what are you saying out here? What would be the responsibility of the organization that will be giving them a platform? Would you ask questions of Amnesty then?
What I'm telling you, are we discussing amnesty here?
No, of course we're discussing amnesty. The whole debate is about amnesty.
Platform.
The debate is about amnesty.
They have used the amnesty platform. They have used the amnesty platform.
Why are you giving amnesty a clean check? The debate is open. Sambit is on the debate. Sambit.
Can I come in, Mr. Goswami?
Sambit is on the debate. Yeah, Sambit.
There is a break India cottage industry. I'm so astonished that this cottage industry has been flourishing. Please, Ajay, let me complete. I'm astonished today. One of the most heart-touching scene across the television channels was the 6-year-old daughter of Commandant Pramod Kumar lighting the fire of Commandant Pramod Kumar. We were all touched. None of these hypocrites talked about the right of Pramod Kumar or his daughter, 6-year-old daughter, who wants to grow up as a police officer as per the wishes of her father. But all these hypocrites, they talk about the human rights of Yaqub Memon, Ishrat Jahan, Burhan Wani, human rights of all those people who
John
are
is responding. One second.
Slogan. Let me be very candid. I want Azadi from these hypocrites. India wants Azadi from these armchair activists. India wants Azadi from these hypocrites. And let me tell you, Arnab, my sincere request, give Newshour also the Azadi from this John Dayal
One
kinds of John Dayal who run to America and complain against
focus
India.
on the subject.
We need, John Dayal has complained against India in America. We want Azadi from people like him.
You are a hypocrite. You are not going to get it.
And I'll tell you, Mr. John Dayal, I'll tell you, when people like you run to America, when you are checked in the American security space, जब आपको अमेरिका बोलती है कपड़ा उतार के वहां बैठ जाइए, तब आप फोन करते हैं, हेलो इंडिया बचाओ, हमारे को ऐसे बैठा दिया है. These intellectuals, Mr. Goswami, when they travel to America, when they call India an intolerant country, when America corners them, when America puts them under a security cordon, when they close
no personal attacks.
When all they remember is India. Then America and other countries don't come to the rescue. We want Azadi from these pseudo-liberals and these pseudo-intellectuals.
The BJP is not India for me. The RSS is not India for me.
No, for you, America is India. Go and stay there.
India is India.
No, I know. I know you don't love India, Baba. We know that. Mr. John Dayal, we know your hatred for India. We know your hatred for all of us. That is the reason you ran to America, complaining to the American senators about India.
I have a hatred for the RSS.
Okay, one second. Now there's one question I have.
But in 2013, you were complaining about India, sir.
In the context of this,
Congress was in
the context of this specific event,
you were complaining about India.
And in the context of this specific event,
he wants to start off a second
I was
migration.
complaining against the Sangha Parivar.
Azadi from this hypocrisy is all we need now.
Very clear.
The Sangha Parivar is not India.
Okay.
Azadi from Sampat.
Where does the Sangh Parivar come in this debate now,
so what is,
sir?
one second.
Have you
John
denounced those who are giving the Azadi slogan?
No.
You would not speak against amnesty because you do not know anything about amnesty. But you would speak against the Sangh Parivar as if you are a great philosopher about Sangh Parivar.
You were not in
Look at the hypocrisy of John Dayal. When cornered on questioned on amnesty, he was saying, I would not speak about amnesty. I am not the spokesperson of amnesty. Are you the spokesperson of Sangh Parivar?
Sambit, may I come in?
These people need to be exposed, and tonight we are
John Dayal, calm down. If we are going to be honest, John Dayal, don't finger wag anymore, please.
You are a hypocrite.
Yeah.
अमेरिका के एयरपोर्ट में जाके कपड़ा उतार के बैठते हैं तो ठीक लगता है.
Just calm down for a minute. Now, one second. The question is, Sambit, let's.
तुम्हारे प्रधानमंत्री क्या करते हैं?
You know something?
तुम्हारे प्रधानमंत्री नहीं, हमारे प्रधानमंत्री. amend your statement. हमारे प्रधानमंत्री.
I want to bring us back to the
American president is
John
not
Dayal, enough. One second, both sides stop. I heard both of you. John Dayal, please stop. Don't get personally disrespectful. A point is being made out here, John Dayal, that you are the individual. You do go to America. You sit before the congressional committee. You give representations out there before American politicians abusing the excesses of the Indian state. Where are your loyalties, Mr. John Dayal? What are your loyalties to your country out here? Don't you ever tell us if there was to be an American who would come to the Indian parliament and abuse the American state, we would not respect that particular individual. So John Dayal, be quiet now, listen to me. Now I want to go to the others out here.
The proof.
The question out here at this point of time.
Keep quiet.
Mr. John Dayal, calm down. If this argument is going to come down to, you're terrible, you keep quiet, you're bad, Mr. John Dayal, you're not doing the argument any good. I move to the others. Tushar Gandhi.
You keep down.
Tushar Gandhi and to the other panelists, Tushar Gandhi.
May I tell what Amnesty does?
Yeah. One second, Ratan Sharda. Tushar Gandhi.
Amnesty International talks about only two politicians in Bangladesh who are sons of war criminals. They don't talk about thousands and lakhs of Hindus persecuted in Bangladesh. They don't talk about persecuted in Pakistan. They don't talk about 60-year pain of West Pakistan refugees sitting in Jammu Kashmir. They don't speak about Kashmiri refugees in their own land. And they will speak about a few people. They call meeting in Bangalore, just have one person to represent Kashmiri Hindus. There is no story, no sob story, none of the family background, and they talk of human rights. These are people who have no guts to go to Islamic countries, to totalitarian countries, to non-democratic countries. They will misuse democracy to make money and live a happy life. That's what the role is. They have a head of Amnesty International who is rabid Modi, anti-Modi, who keeps on challenging Modi in spite of having been cleared by the court. This is Amnesty record.
Okay, Tushar Gandhi, and I want specific replies. Ratan Sharda, a minute. Let's just focus on this. And Tushar Gandhi, you ask you specific question. It's your turn to reply. I want specific answers so that it remains focused. Tushar Gandhi, you are the great grandson of Mahatma Gandhi. My simple question to you, I will also appreciate a simple answer.
That's the problem. That
I would appreciate a simple answer.
He doesn't have any of the legacy.
Ratan Sharda, let me please ask the question, because otherwise Tushar will try and use this to circumvent the question. Simple question being put to the great grandson of Mahatma Gandhi. Tell me, Tushar Gandhi, would Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi have wanted Kashmir to secede from India? Would Mahatma Gandhi have wanted the dismemberment of India? And would Mahatma Gandhi would Mahatma Gandhi have supported the Syed Ali Shah Gilanis of India in advocating Azadi from India? Please answer that question. Would Mahatma Gandhi have supported these people in advocating Azadi from India?
First repeat after myself. Mohandas.
Mr. Tushar Gandhi, the problem with you is I corrected myself without needing this little rhyme that you are putting.
I doubt your grasp of history when you don't know the name of the father of the nation.
Unlike you.
So please repeat
Tushar, you want to answer the question?
Mohandas.
Okay.
Repeat after me. Mohandas.
This is a very silly and stupid thing that you are doing right now, Tushar, because I corrected myself, but you want to continue like this. You can.
Silly and stupid.
You can continue.
As you are against his values.
You can continue. No, you can continue.
Don't exploit Gandhi.
You can continue. See, this is the problem with Tushar.
And he's pontificating about Azadi.
Hello, Mr. Tushar.
Get a life.
Tushar, just calm down for a minute. I'll tell you one thing.
Get a life, Arnab.
Hello. Now the problem is The problem is, Tushar,
I won't calm
you
down
don't want to
because
get personally
you don't even know
abusive.
the name of the
I don't
father of the
respond to
nation,
people
and
like
you
you
have the
who get
audacity of
personally
referring to
abusive
him by a
for a
wrong
very
name,
long
and then you are
time.
talking to me
Tushar, it
about
was a slip
patriotism.
of the tongue. I corrected myself without needing you to do this Jack and Jill sequence.
Don't
So
make
please
silly
continue.
arguments.
Now answer my question. My question is, would Gandhi have wanted the Gilanis of India to advocate Azadi from India? If you can't answer the question, I want to avoid it for some reason, say I want to.
If Amnesty International, can I answer the question now? If Amnesty International was attempting to dismember India, we would have all stood shoulder to shoulder and showed it the door. Prove that they were trying to dismember India. Shouting Azadi is not a crime. Show it to me.
Shouting Azadi is not.
Statuted.
You know something. You know something. Ratan, let me deal with it. Let me, Ratan, let me deal with it. No, one sec. Ratan Sharda, one minute. Ratan Sharda, 1 minute. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. You see, Tushar, people like you think that by carrying the Gandhi name and saying you are the great grandson of Mahatma Gandhi, you have an intellectual copyright over it. You have nothing over it. You don't know what Gandhi wrote in his constructive program. You don't know what Gandhi said. You don't know what Gandhi said at the prayer meeting on 4th January 1948. You don't know the legacy of Mahatma Gandhi. You don't know what Gandhi said at the prayer meetings in his constructive program. What did he write when he spoke about the meaning and place of unity in this country? You don't know anything of what he wrote and practiced about the unity of this country. Your shallowness seeping through your words, your absence of information and knowledge about what Mahatma Gandhi himself believed in. You must understand, and therefore for your education I want to read out to you. Viewers, this is for Tushar Gandhi, who believes being a Gandhi by name only means anything. So Tushar Gandhi, this is what he said. He said, Mahatma Gandhi said,
cool down, Arnab, it's not good for
everybody,
to be so
Mahatma Gandhi said this. Mahatma Gandhi said, whatever might have been the attitude of Pakistan, if I had my way, I would have discussed the matter and worked out some settlement. They, in the context of Pakistan, want an amicable settlement, but they do nothing to create the conditions for what a settlement. That is in the context of Pakistan. In his writing on constructive program, its meaning and place,
it is in the context
which Tushar Gandhi should know about, but unfortunately he seems completely unaware and blissful ignorance about Mahatma Gandhi while claiming to be a Gandhi only by name. Mr. Tushar Gandhi, we are not Gandhis by name. This country, you need to have some depth of understanding about Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, in the context of communal unity, says everybody is agreed about the necessity of this unity. I hope you don't speak over me when I'm taking Mahatma Gandhi's words. You don't show disrespect. I hope you don't show disrespect to Mahatma Gandhi when I'm taking out his words. But this is an incredible situation where I'm reading out what Mahatma Gandhi said to the great grandson of Mahatma Gandhi is interrupting me from reading out what Mahatma Gandhi said. Mahatma Gandhi said, everybody is agreed about the necessity of this unity.
Will you let me speak?
But everybody does not know that unity does not mean only political unity, which may be imposed. It means an unbreakable heart unity.
Mr. McCarthy, may I speak now?
Is it in heart unity and true to the Constitution of India that people are using Indian soil to back the idea of calling the secession of India? Now the problem with Tushar Gandhi is he has disrespected. I am quite astonished. I'm truly for a minute if Tushar can.
Mr. McCarthy,
the problem with Tushar Gandhi today is that when he realized I'm reading out what Mahatma Gandhi is saying, has now resorted to personal abuse. This is exactly the kind of attitude that is disgraceful to people who believe that they are followers of Mahatma Gandhi. This is intolerance, this is abuse, and he has been speaking over. When I quote Mahatma Gandhi, he wants to continue in this fashion. Viewers, I believe that Tushar Gandhi has completely exposed himself.
If someone mispronounced his name, if there was a drop of a name in a wrong way, Gandhiji would not have made a fuss the way you are making a fuss, sir. Please don't demean the name of Gandhiji.
It's very
Please
disrespectful.
carry the legacy forward in a
Very
responsible manner.
disrespectful.
And sir,
Very
let me tell you,
disrespectful.
please learn from your,
Mr. McCarthy, will you
learn
let
from
me
your great
speak?
grandfather.
You see, the
verbal
problem is-
non-violence. Verbal
McCarthy,
non-violence
the
problem
also
is-
a form of non-violence.
Viewers, 1 second.
And Mr. Tushar
Mr.
Gandhi, repeat
McCarthy, may I
after me
speak?
5 times. Kashmir is an
can
integral
the
part of
joker
India.
keep
Please
quiet
repeat
for a
after
minute?
me. Please repeat. Please, sir, you are the biggest joker. In the name of Mahatma
India,
Gandhi,
Mr.
what you are
Sambit
doing to this
Patra,
country
you have-
is the
I find
biggest
it- I
joke of
find
the
it
clearly
quite
country.
understand
We will expose
that you
hypocrites
and your
like you.
party are not fit
Sir,
for
you
India.
stand exposed.
Mr.
Enough
Sambit
of this
Patra,
legacy
Fuad
game.
Halim,
please
In the name of
understand.
Fuad
legacy,
Halim, I also
you
have a
cannot
question for
tear
you.
apart the map of this country.
Fuad Halim, I have a question for you.
All of these hypocrites
Fuad
need
Halim,
to
I have a
repeat
question
after
for
me.
you.
Kashmir
I have a
is
question
an
for you,
integral part
Fuad
of
Halim.
India.
Advocating an
Fuad Halim, repeat
ideology
after me.
which is
Repeat
divisive,
after me.
which is
Kashmir is an
trying to
integral
make
part of
India
India.
uncomfortable for a large portion of its citizens. Mr. Sambit Patra,
here comes
please
the
learn
Chinese
to speak
spokesperson.
civilly. You
Okay.
are propagating an ideology.
What civilly?
whereby,
Azadi.
like Amit Shah
Azadi
said,
is the most
that if you're
hated
not
word for
comfortable,
people
go to
like you.
Pakistan.
Enough
You
of
are
civility for
again
people like
raising
you.
the same
People
attitude
like you
here
need
on
to be
national
exposed
network.
like
Fuad
never
Halim,
before.
Fuad Halim, there's a question for you. There's a question for you. Sambit, stop. Fuad Halim,
You are
stop.
advocating
There's a
an
question for you,
idea.
Fuad.
It's not a question
Fuad,
of
there's a
people.
question for you.
Your
There's a question for you.
ideology is divisive.
There is a question for you, Fuad. Listen to me. I just want to speak to Fuad
Arnab,
right now.
let
Just
me
me and
start off
Fuad,
by
please.
protesting two
Only
things.
me and Fuad, please.
Arnab, let me start
Fuad, I
protesting.
want to ask you a question. I want to ask
Arnab-
you a question. You take my question and answer it. Fuad, listen to me. And by the way,
First, let me protest, Arnab.
before Fuad comes in, I just want to say
I have
this.
supported
that the-
amnesty.
Fuad,
No,
listen.
Arnab, first you
Fuad-
answer me. When you started off the debate, you said that Fuad Halim supports amnesty. Where did you get this fact from?
Fuad, I'll ask you a
Arnab,
question.
please answer that for me.
Fuad, I have a
Where
question
did you
for
get
you.
this fact that I supported
Fuad,
amnesty?
hello, listen, Fuad. In the context
No,
of
first
in the
you-
context
you
of today's
have
incident,
attributed a
will you listen to
statement
me,
to me.
please, Fuad?
Please
Don't
let
repeat
me know
yourself,
where you
yeah.
got that fact
Why don't you
from.
get it once when I'm telling you? Don't repeat yourself when I'm making a point. Fuad, I'm asking you today, okay? In the context of what has happened in Bengaluru, okay, and don't avoid it. My question is simple. That there is an event which discusses human rights violations in Jammu and Kashmir in any context. That event is turned into an event hijacked by people who want Azadi. In your view, is Amnesty responsible for what happened in Bengaluru or not? Is there any responsibility of Amnesty? Because I didn't see anyone from Amnesty stand up, oppose what happened. I didn't see Amnesty throw out those people who were chanting Azadi from outside the event. I didn't see Amnesty file a police FIR against the people who are chanting Azadi. Hence, I am asking you, do you believe there should be action taken against
Please
Amnesty?
finish your
Simple.
question. I want to answer. I am waiting to answer that question. Let's be very clear. Amnesty International and the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad have been very, very successful in ensuring that the entire Kashmir imbroglio
Dodging the
that is
issue.
going to sweep
Dodging
India
the issue,
is
Fuad.
escalating
Why
to
dodging
this
my
level
question?
That any solution. You are
Is
dodging the
Amnesty,
issue, Arnab. You have not
listen,
answered my question.
Fuad,
I have
Fuad,
not
here's a
supported
question to
Amnesty
you.
on this.
I'm asking you,
Amnesty and
an
AVP
organization
are hand in
says,
glove on this
an
issue.
organization says that
The
it
Akhil
claims to
Bharatiya
be,
Vidyarthi
if an organization,
Parishad
if an
and
organization,
Amnesty
if an
International
organization
have
says
played
I'm
the
ideologically
same card.
non-aligned, if an
Absolutely.
organization says
Arnab,
I'm
and they have been
ideologically
successful
non-aligned,
in
does it
trying to
behove,
hijack the
does it
issue
behove
whereby
remaining
it is
by the
being
looks of it,
discussed by
a mute
everybody except
spectator
the
to
people of
open
Kashmir?
calls of secessionism on
The people
Indian
of
soil?
Kashmir
Fuad,
are
if you
not
were
being
sitting
given
there
an
and if somebody were to be
opportunity
chanting
to actually
slogans for the
discuss
breakup of
issue.
India standing
Arnab,
next to you,
avoiding.
then would you remain
are
quiet?
avoiding Because you have.
Would you remain
You
quiet?
have not
Fuad, will you
answered my
remain
question,
quiet if
Arnab.
somebody chants slogans for the
Very
breakup of
clearly
India
you have stated the
standing
fact
next
that
to
you
you?
are not
Answer my question,
substantiated,
Fuad.
And on the
Answer my question. Answer my question. Answer my question. Listen to my question. Why don't you want to listen to my question?
The Constituent Assembly of Kashmir. Arnab, listen. Please listen. I have listened to you. You are not listening to my answer. The Constituent Assembly of Kashmir has decided way back that Kashmir is an integral part of India. The Constituent
Am I asking
Assembly
you
of
about
Kashmir
amnesty?
have no doubt about that.
Why aren't you
And
answering
the
about
Congress
amnesty?
Party of India accepts that.
Is Amnesty responsible?
And let's be very clear.
Is Amnesty responsible?
Amnesty and ABPP has
Is
been
Amnesty
successful
responsible?
to divert the attention.
No,
time
you are
and time
diverting.
and again
You are
of the
diverting.
core stakeholders.
You are
that is the
diverting.
people of Kashmir
Is Amnesty
who
responsible?
have to be involved in the debate
Is Amnesty
of
responsible?
how to come to a solution on the Kashmiri issue.
Fuad, listen. Now you finished. Be quiet for a minute. You see, I have observed something about. I've observed something about you.
I have no doubt.
Fuad, listen.
On the
Fuad, listen to me.
Kashmir,
listen to me. Why are you going on and on? You see, it's a reflection. I just be quiet for 15 seconds. I make an observation. My observation is, when some news are panelists, see, he start again. See, you start again. See, you start again. No, you're starting again. No, Fuad, you're starting again. You need to understand why you are doing this. I'll explain to you why you are behaving like this today.
The most divisive language on your show, and you allowed him to get away with it. That's the most unfortunate thing. If in India, different voices are not allowed to exist, and Sambit Patra gets away with that language on your show, Arnab, I think so the most unfortunate thing.
What is the language used by these? You see, Fuad, 10 times I ask you the question, I'm only asking Fuad. And Fuad, just think about this for a while. I'm asking you a same question. It's only Fuad and me, please. I'm asking you a same question 10 times. And I really seek an answer. My question to you is very simple. If an organization claims to be ideologically non-aligned but remains a mute spectator to open calls for secession on Indian soil, given that this was an event specifically concerning atrocities in Kashmir, it turns into Azadi chanting slogans. Why were they allowed to go on? Can the garb of freedom of expression be used to define incitement through Azadi? And if it cannot, I am simply asking question, do you feel Amnesty is at all responsible? You can say, I don't think Amnesty is responsible, or you can say, I think Amnesty is responsible. Is Amnesty responsible at all? Because Amnesty uses the plausible deniability argument. Is Amnesty responsible? Question to you. Please, answer my question.
Arnab, the allegation that you are raising.
Which allegation? It's a fact. What is the allegation? I'm asking a question.
Why you? The allegation that you're raising.
Why? Who's putting? Why are you so defensive about Amnesty?
Investigation.
Pardon me?
And what
investigation. Investigation.
I'm not being defensive about Amnesty. I don't have any love lost for Amnesty. Arnab, you know our relationship with Amnesty in the past.
I thought you forgot.
It's nothing new. In fact, you know, the more we discuss Amnesty and the ABBP cohorts,
again you're avoiding the question.
Kashmir issue,
again avoiding the question.
The whole of India, they are hand in glove. Sambit Patra is very interested that this discussion continue without the Kashmiri people
more than the name of the people who are shouting Azadi slogan. What is this?
Well,
no,
anyway,
he has taken my name more than the names of the people who are shouting the slogan.
Please do not make
No, Mr. Fuad Halim.
Yes,
don't say me,
please do not make the
call the armed activists and the hypocrites,
in India
please.
Difficult for a large section of the population to continue living as citizens of India.
As far as Amnesty International is concerned, let me just make a quick point, Mr. Goswami. Let me make a quick point about Amnesty International.
You are just continuing with that same language.
Okay, Fuad, listen.
Let's be very clear.
An observation at this point. I want to get the other panelists.
The right now is I want to ask you a question about Amnesty International. Please answer this question on Amnesty International. Amnesty International today maintains that they were only providing a platform and they are neutral in their views. How can you be neutral? How can you be neutral? You have to say, when you are providing platform in India, you have to outrightly say that yes, Kashmir is an integral part. There is nothing called as neutrality on plebiscite. There is nothing called as neutrality on the issue of Kashmir. You have to be on the side on which the Constitution of India, the Parliament of India stands, and the resolution of Parliament of India stands to the fact that Kashmir is an integral part. So how dare any panelist over here or any NGO in India be neutral on that fact? Being neutral on the fact means you are erring towards the wrong side.
Had concluded these issues. So my party was there, very much a part of the Constituent Assembly. My party was there.
Your party
I think we wasted time on this. I feel 1 second, please. 1 second. Just a minute. What if you look at what Amnesty has put out in its press release? 1 second. It says in its press release, Fuad, 1 minute. The other panelists, please. We need to talk about what happened on the day of the event. Harsha Narayan of the ABVP is with us. Shabnam Lone is with us. There is VK Somshekar, Shama Nargund. We also want to know what exactly happened. Now the question here is this: I have been asked today that Tushar Gandhi was being verbally violent and abusive. That, if he feels is in the great traditions, is terrible for him to feel that way. It is his right to behave that way. I quoted Mahatma Gandhi to him. That's not my concern how he responded. I will not respond to personal abuse. The question is here is this: Amnesty says that towards the end of the event, some of who attended raised slogans, some of which referred to calls for Azadi. Amnesty International, as a matter of policy, does not take any position in favor or against demands for self-determination. However, Amnesty International considers that the right of freedom of expression includes the right to peacefully advocate political solutions. What it means, viewers, is that we don't have a position on self-determination for Kashmir, so don't blame us for these Azadi slogans that were being shouted. However, we respect the right of people to peacefully protest and advocate political solutions. My question is, this is what is classically called, Shabnam Mohan will know, line of plausible deniability. Why doesn't Amnesty International India take a categorical position on the issue of self-determination? Is it for or is it against? Why doesn't Amnesty International India condemn the sloganeering that took place, which was not meant to be about separatism in the first place? They should have said this event was about human rights, not separatism. Does Amnesty International India consider the clenching of fists by these unruly elements, the high decibel sloganeering of Azadi in an enclosed space, a peaceful advocacy of political solutions? When people say Azadi, and I am told some people at the event said Cheen ke lenge Azadi, though I didn't hear it myself. This is a claim by people there. When you say Cheen ke lenge Azadi, then essentially it is the most violent cry that you can put out, because essentially you are saying I'm going to snatch independence from the Indian state. I find nothing peaceful about that, John Dayal or Shabnam Mohan. It's not.
Okay.
It's incitement.
Okay,
it's a call for violence.
On your show, can I answer now?
Go ahead.
Can I answer now?
Go ahead.
The way Mr. Sambit Patra, the BJP spokesperson, said that how dare anyone say a particular thing.
Which particular thing?
We are free to voice our opinions. Now let me make
No, which particular thing you said?
The fact is today, blood pellets rule democracy in Kashmir. It chokes democracy. It chokes voices.
So
it chokes legitimate voices.
So you support?
Now listen to me.
No. So you answer my question. No, you want to make a speech, Shabnam? I won't let you. Shabnam, I won't let you make a speech. You answer my question. Answer my question. I won't let you make a speech because here's not a. No, I'm telling you that.
Akar Patel, book him. Why don't you book Akar Patel? If he has.
It's not my job to book anyone. You should know better as a lawyer.
And then there's another thing. I have always been, a trifle worried about these NGOs who have been working in Kashmir too. I must admit that NGOs do have a noble job. But many of the NGOs that I have seen, they have been destabilizing. And I have seen many people who have made personal fortunes out of NGOs. Now, why doesn't the government ask these people who are running these NGOs? They should ask the income tax department.
When we asked Greenpeace, then you were the first person to complain about that.
No, I am not the first person. I have never.
When we were questioning the Greenpeace, the likes of you, those hypocrites. You may not be a hypocrite, but there are hypocrites in the panel. There are hypocrites. Ask John Dayal. When we were questioning Greenpeace, John Dayal and his friends were questioning us.
You are trying.
So don't you take on us.
To avoid the issue.
And shouting for Azadi is none of your right. Shabnam Mohan,
I want to keep it focused on.
Your right.
No. I think Shabnam Mohan. I want John Dayal only. John Dayal, and no, I will not. No, first of all, I will not allow. It's only John Dayal on the screen right now. Please, Shabnam, you please stop, because I will not allow you. This debate is about amnesty, and therefore you debate on amnesty. Debate on amnesty. Debate on amnesty. Debate on amnesty. Thank you very much. I'll move to the other panelists, please. We have two panelists. Listen, Shabnam. We are debating on amnesty today. You want to make a speech on Kashmir? You're going to have to go to Srinagar. You stand in Srinagar and make your speech on Kashmir. But I am discussing amnesty right now. The two people here, Shama Nargund, is with us.
Book those amnesty people.
Shaman Argund is with us and R.K. Mattu is with us. R.K. Mattu and Shaman Argund. I told you, Shabnam, this debate is about amnesty. Now Shaman Argund and R.K. Mattu.
Can I ask you a quick question?
No. Sambit, no. Sambit, not like it.
Days after days. But do you talk of the 6-year-old daughter of Pramod Kumar? You will never talk about the 6-year-old daughter of Pramod Kumar. You will never talk about the father of Pramod Kumar, 63-year-old father of Pramod Kumar. You will never find me mentioning your speeches. But Burhan Wani's father was a headmaster. That would be the line which would reverberate and echo throughout your statement.
5 people have been killed. Now, are you happy now?
Now the question is, Shabnam Lone, 1 minute. Shabnam, a minute. I said, Shabnam, listen, you want to go, you want to make a speech on Kashmir, go make a speech on Kashmir. This discussion is about amnesty. Now, please don't interrupt the debate any further. Thank you.
I have hardly spoken, Arnab.
Yeah, but you can't go on. You want to make a political speech on Kashmir, make it elsewhere. The issue is on amnesty. And I want to know today from Shaman Argund and from R.K. Mattu what their opposition is to what happened. My questions are simple. What was happening at that event? Were there slogans of Azadi being shouted? What was the context of the Azadi being spoken then? When it was being shouted, did Amnesty International or anyone from Amnesty ask the police to remove these people from the room? Did they take action on it? What happened then? Tell our viewers. We'll take it forward. Yeah, go ahead.
I am an eyewitness to the whole event.
Sure.
And please listen to me carefully. I think that we are deviating from the main subject of amnesty.
Yes, precisely.
We are discussing the role of amnesty. We are discussing, this was all one-sided, intentional, and we have to question the intention of amnesty by holding such seminars. I was there, we were not called. When I raised it, I said we are sufferers for the last 25 years. We have been thrown out, 5.5 lakh Kashmiri Hindus, 500 people, more than 500 people butchered, but there is a word from Amnesty so far in the last 25 years about us.
Yeah.
And when the security forces are being killed, no. Terrorism, no. Nothing. Not a case has been booked against us. When I questioned them, they gave me a platform around 5 o'clock and said, okay, you can also put your view and say it. When I went there and I questioned them, I said, what is this? When I saw they had a program on broken families, and they had brought 3 families from from Srinagar, and they wanted them to narrate their atrocities against, by the armed forces. And if you see, they circulated the paper also. There is nothing but malice against the army, and they gave them a platform to speak about it. Okay, fine. I don't know, they have all suffered. My heart goes out for them. I'm a Kashmiri myself.
No, you're narrating the entire event. My question is, what did Amnesty do? At what stage? No, I want Shama also to come in. Let Shama also narrate this one second.
Allow me to speak. When I talked about Indian Army, I said Indian Army is the most disciplined army. There was a hue and cry in the audience, and police said, you stop this program now. These fellows did not, Amnesty said, no, we'll go ahead with the program. And when they enacted skits, when a rap singer came from this thing, and I said, what is the purpose of this thing? Whom you are addressing? Why you have brought these people here? What are they going to do? And we walked out of the program. When we walked out of the program, rap singer incited the crowd, and they shouted the slogans of Azadi. We were outside. All the Kashmiri Pandits, nearly 30 of us, we came out. And we
Shabnam, don't stop it. Shabnam, I'm telling you, that's not what I want. One second.
Please stop all this. I said, please stop all these things. And police went inside. They cut the the microphone lines. And these fellows, we said, you please hold them in the room and take action against them. They cannot shout slogans. They cannot have anti-India stance in Bangalore. They cannot incite the crowd here. and this is very bad. And police remained mute spectator. They did not take any action. Instead, they went inside and they should have booked them. They should have taken them to the task, but escorted them right royally out. They managed only to control the law and order, but they did not take any
I heard you, sir.
Pleaded with them.
I heard you. I want Shama to come in, sir. I want Shama to come in now, sir. Thank you, sir. I want Shama to come in. No. I want Shama. At the point, basically, I don't know, Shama, if you've seen Amnesty's response.
Let us not make it political.
Amnesty's response.
This is about national integrity. I have come out of the country, Kashmir, only to uphold my country. And this cannot happen now. They cannot convert every city of India into Kashmir.
I heard you. Let Shama speak.
There are two things that I want to very clearly. Yes, there are two things I want to very clearly specify here. One, about the amnesty's intentions. It is basically reflected by, had they really had a nationalistic fervor in that entire program, they should have given it a holistic view. Is not Commander Pramod Kumar's family today broken? Don't we have so many soldiers who are there? Don't you think those families should have been represented? They are not broken families? They don't have human rights? It is only bring about the Kashmiri independence. They are speaking of selective rights.
Behind this program.
They are speaking of
you go through the contents of the program.
Selected people. And why is it that every time it is only amnesty that usually gets dragged into all these
the problem, okay, Shama 1 second. Shama 1 second. Shama and Mr. Mattu 1 second. I want VK Somshekhar also to come in. But simply I want to understand, and if John Dayal can be on the right, we'll get VK Somshekhar on the left. And my question is that VK Somshekhar, today you were also at the event, you're the managing trustee of the Grahak Samiti. Today Amnesty International is saying that we were simply organizing an event to defend constitutional values. And a sweeping statement is being made, which I fear that people like John Dayal might take tomorrow to the US and also echo. They say that merely organizing an event to defend constitutional values is being branded anti-India. We are upholding the constitution, and that is being criminalized. I think that is what, John, is a facetious argument. Because I don't understand for the life of me, how is it in the defense of the Indian constitution to take a ringside view on people threatening to alter the map of India? How is it in the defense of the Indian constitution, John Dayal, to take a ringside view on people threatening to alter the map of India? And if you are talking about defending the Indian constitution, which classifies Jammu and Kashmir as an integral part of India, then how can you allow a group of people supporting the secessionism of Jammu and Kashmir from India to have a free run and then say we are merely organizing an event to defend constitutional values? Please answer today. Is it in the defense of the Indian constitution in any way to turn armchair spectators when calls for the breaking up of India are going on at your event? Please explain this, John. That's the question.
Arnab.
Before that, VK Somshekhar, go ahead. Mr. Somshekhar. Mr. Somshekhar,
Arnab, I thank you very much.
Mr. Somshekhar, please.
By your argument,
John Dayal, I heard John Dayal. John Dayal is already opinionated. He does not know what has happened, and he is commenting on that. I shudder to think, here is a statement, Arnab, you look at this, what they have given. They have already taken an opinion in this. In these three incidents, they have issued it to the press. They have not signed. Why have they not signed?
What's that?
The three instances that they are saying, that they are talking about constitutional this thing. What do the constitution is our courts. The courts have decided that we've gone to the defense ministry. The defense ministry has said this is motivated. This is their statement, not mine. They have already done that. Is this not the constitution? Over and above that, they want to sit in judgment. Defense personnel has been punished as per the court. They are issuing this. Why do they want to whip up frenzy?
What are you
saying? Why do they want to go
against that? To yourself?
And secondly, they have already taken an opinion. They are now spreading their opinion.
Why do you want to whip up frenzy? Who are these people?
Who is
creating a
whipping up
problem?
frenzy?
Who is whipping up
Who are
frenzy?
these people creating
These
a
are the
problem?
people who are whipping up
The
frenzy.
police must-
I sat
It is-
down there.
it is
You
the
don't know what
duty
happened there.
of
I was
the
there when
police
these things
to
happened.
ensure
The
that
whole
there is
thing
no
was
violence.
the whole thing was
It is the
opinionated.
duty of the police
it was practiced,
to see that
it
the
was
law
rehearsed,
is upheld. It is
was
not the
a
duty
catchment
of
area
civilians
for
to
them
stop other
to get
civilians.
some kind of recruits. They are trying to ignite tempers there. They want to. They have already
No,
taken
no,
decision.
no.
All the
You are
decisions
getting recruits.
that you are talking about.
Everybody seems
is
to be getting
utter
recruits.
crap.
Are
Utter
you
crap.
getting recruits
Because
through this process?
this is what it is. You please
Are
go
you
through
recruiting-
this. Join
are you
there.
getting your
Please
cadres
send me
by
your
this
address.
way?
I will send it to you.
Are you getting your
read this.
cadres this way by this false patriotism?
What are
This
you
is a
talking
false
about?
patriotism.
I am not worried
This is a
about.
false
See, I am not
interpretation
worried
of
about
patriotism.
the thing. First
We
of all,
love
talk
India.
facts. You are talking. You love India, and you want.
I don't care about your opinion. You
are
don't
talking
even know
about
what you're
Shakespeare,
talking.
Brutus,
You are a
honorable
bigot.
man.
You are a bigot.
criticizing
If
India,
I am
and you say you love
opinionated,
India.
you are a
shocked at the
You
bigot.
have to
ignorance
love
being-
India because you are born here. You fare
I
the
am
country.
criticizing the government.
These people.
Now,
I am
do
criticizing
you believe, and
the
I raise this as a
government.
question,
That is my legitimate
I raise this as a question.
the law.
I raise it as a
the
question.
law.
To the army.
No, I have
The
a
law.
question tonight. You listen to me.
I'll give you a book.
John, one
I'll
minute. John,
order it
John,
to
one
you
minute.
free.
John,
My
one
house
minute.
is
There
full
are
of
reports doing the rounds. And on this I'm coming in. There are reports doing the rounds. And Sambit can come in, Ajay
government
Alok
is
and
not
others
India.
can come in and on this. And the reports doing the rounds, Naved Hamid, maybe you can. Reports doing the rounds that Amnesty often prioritize or is seen to be prioritizing the same issues that the US State Department does. And even, Naved Hamid, some people say that even if Amnesty is critical of the United States government, it is selective. Why is this? Is there, in your view, any truth to this argument? That very often there appears to be a synchronization of the issues that the US State Department picks up and Amnesty picks up. For example, rallies and campaigns, and I'm quoting, to support US State Department funded Russian opposition groups, toppling of the government of Belarus, supporting of the Wall Street London created Aung San Suu Kyi argument, these are quotes here, appears to be that Amnesty seems to be following more or less on very many issues the same arguments that the US State Department has vested interests in. Any comment from you, Naved Hamid, on this?
Arnab,
or is it accidental or not true?
No, thank you for giving me this opportunity at the last moment.
Naved, I didn't stop you. It's an open debate. You are free to come in at any point. So let's not place that.
I asked you twice. I asked you twice.
No. Well.
Yeah. But you know that Arnab, we should be analytical in our discussions. There should be no accusations and counter accusations.
Come to the point, please.
Yeah, I'm
come
coming.
to the point. You want me to?
What Amnesty has done? What Amnesty has done needs to be understood in context. Agreeing with every Indian that India is inseparable part. Kashmir is an inseparable part of India. But India is also signatory to Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And that's why the country has allowed Amnesty to work in India.
These sugar-coated words, my
What are you saying, sir?
Let me.
No, we are not here to listen to your sugar-coated words, sir.
Mr. Patra,
we have read
Mr.
the press
Patra,
release of Amnesty International,
and
they said that they were neutral to plebiscite, they were neutral to the issue of Kashmir. And I have said there is nothing called as neutrality. You have to state that Kashmir is an integral part. There is nothing called as human right violation by the security forces of India.
Let me complete my statement.
Forever.
You cannot be a judge.
If there is
You
human
cannot be a judge.
it is by
You
the
cannot be a judge, and you have no right to be a judge.
Pakistan. Yes, get this right.
Arnab, can I speak or not?
You are talking, sir, you are talking of
question
analytical talk. The problem, Mr. Goswami, with these pseudo-liberals They try to sugarcoat their words, saying that we should be analytical.
You are
analytical
neo-nationalist.
about what? Analytical about
You are neo-nationalist.
whether we should sing Vande Mataram.
What was your role in independence movement? What was your role? What was your role of your organization?
Analytical about
Javed Hamid, come back to the issue of Javed Hamid. Javed Hamid, one second. Javed Hamid, one second. Don't move away from the amnesty issue. Don't move away from the amnesty issue and no personal attacks. My question to you, Javed Hamid, is this. One second.
That you are correct.
Just a minute. My question, Javed Hamid. Javed Hamid, hear me.
Does he know about the Geeta Sehgal case?
Sambit, 1 second. I want Javed Hamid. I'm asking a question to Javed. Sambit, 1 second. Yeah. Sambit.
Can you ask this gentleman to stop?
Be quiet. Now, Javed Hamid, a question to you. Javed, listen. We are talking about Akar Patel, Executive Director of Amnesty International, quoted as saying, merely organizing an event to defend constitutional values is being branded as anti-India. So he's trying to present this extremely simplistic argument that in India nobody has any freedoms. I'm just trying to do a little bit of good, talk about human rights, and everybody's calling it anti-India. So it's a simplistic argument that I'm the reasonable person, everybody is calling me anti-national. Be logical, sir. You are quoting some UN declaration. Can I ask you, you are fully aware that Article 19 of the Indian Constitution places reasonable restrictions to free speech by simply saying that the right to freedom of expression includes the right to peacefully advocate political solutions, even if this advocacy involves sloganeering against the country. That is the point. And Amnesty International is the subject here. Amnesty International in a Danish context says freedom of expression is not absolute. You need to ensure that there is no national, racial or religious hatred. I'm saying that what happened in Bengaluru was that in the presence of Amnesty, at an Amnesty function, without the interference or interjection of any Amnesty Internationals, there were a group of people in an Amnesty function who were spreading national hatred towards the Indian state. Amnesty released this in the context of Denmark. They should have been consistent to what their globally recognized position was and said you cannot spread hate against the Indian state, against the Indian nation. You cannot do that. You cannot use the camouflage of human rights to do that. Now, where is the confusion here? How is allowing the spread of hate towards the nation constituting upholding of constitutional values? I mean, Akar Patel has to be a very confused person to say that. If you're abusing the Indian... No, 1 second. You get my point. You get my point. You get my point, sir.
I get your point. Let me respond.
And the debate is
until
open.
you give me opportunity to respond, how I can respond that?
Yeah. No, you understand the context. Yeah.
Yes.
Explain the hypocrisy of Amnesty.
Arnab, my simple assertion I would...
So I'm asking you, what is Amnesty's position on the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq? What is Amnesty's position on the high-handedness of the American government in so many situations?
I would agree that Amnesty's role in past in number of incidents around the world is not clean.
The debate is open.
But that does not mean that a one wrong would justify the other wrong.
No, I'm saying Amnesty cannot lecture us. Because Amnesty cannot say that it's in the defense of the Indian Constitution that vouches to maintain the sovereignty of the country to turn a mute spectator when people are threatening to break up the country. You cannot, they don't even know anything about the Indian Constitution and what is written there and what it means. The debate is open. And I'm surprised today, Ajay Alok,
no Indian can support. No Indian can support sloganeering against India as a nation. No Indian can support.
Okay, Ajay Alok is on the debate. Ratan Chadha is on the debate.
I have a simple question. Let me put it in straight words.
Since my opinion,
how Amnesty can help be responsible for people sitting over there shout terrorism was over.
But I'm surprised today, Arnab. Today I'm surprised that the spokesperson of a party who has defined hypocrisy in altogether a different manner, he's giving so much lectures on hypocrisy. I mean, these people don't have any shame also. Today in the afternoon, Mehbooba Mufti gave a statement that whatever happening in Kashmir is because of centre's failure, and he's telling everybody sitting here as a hypocrite. The biggest hypocrite is BJP and the
Mr.
party.
Alok,
and they are
she
calling
said right
everybody
from Nehru's
hypocrites and
time.
Fana and Himkana.
Please
you are
read
saying
whole
there should be,
statement.
you should not talk
She
about human
blamed
rights
everybody
violations.
from Nehru
and he's shedding
onwards.
tears on a
Don't
martyr.
spread falsehood.
What your ally is doing in Kashmir,
Mr.
sir, go
Alok,
and see
don't
that,
spread
then lecture.
untruth.
Go and see
Mehbooba
what the ally
clearly
is
said
doing.
this is since the time of
Whom you
Nehru.
saying this? See, Mehbooba
So all the
Mufti-
central leaders were
Mehbooba
taken to
Mufti
task.
said we are going
But
to
you
take
are
action
talking
on
about only this
official who didn't
government.
listen to us.
You are
We are going to act on
hypocrite
CRC
speaking
and
half truths.
Mehbooba
Don't
Mufti is
speak half
criticizing you.
truths.
You
Either
are not
speak
able to
truth
defend your security
or
forces.
simply don't speak.
You are in a way
Or
aiding and
accept that
abetting
you don't have any argument.
in Jammu and
You have
Kashmir.
no argument
and you are calling
in
others as a
favor of
hypocrite.
amnesty. You are
guys
here
are the
only to
biggest
criticize.
hypocrites sitting
On
here
the,
and
on the
delivering
issue of
lectures on
amnesty,
hypocrisy.
no, Ratan Sharda, on the
You
issue
don't
of
have any
amnesty,
right.
On the issue
You
of
only
amnesty,
come
if
here
I
to
heard,
criticize.
if
You
I
have no
one second.
stand at all.
One second. I just want to say this to Ajay Alok, that Ajay Alok, with respect to you, don't make this about partisan politics. If the argument is bigger and the argument is the interest of the nation, right? I'm just saying this to you. And I know Ajay
simple
Alok.
logic of
I
this
am
argument
fully
is,
aware,
Mr.
Ajay Alok,
Goswami,
that when it
please ban
comes
the
to
amnesty.
Ajay,
Who's
listen.
stopping you? When you can ban the funding, you ban the NGO.
Ajay, for all your profound disagreements with Sambit Patra, and Sambit, I must request you to stop for a minute, because let's remember where Ajay Alok started, right at the start. Though, of course, the political instinct will make Ajay Alok attack you on political issues, and that's fine. But I know that both of you know that regardless of your political instinct to attack each other, today Ajay Alok started the program by saying that I would question amnesty. I don't think on that issue he made it a partisan issue. So I think reduce the partisanship here. The argument is we are all intelligent enough to see the selectiveness of an organization like Amnesty.
I just want to read out the letter of Geeta Sehgal.
So yes, somebody rise beyond.
Geeta Sehgal. Just a second. Arnab has made an important point.
When they can ban the
yes, I don't want to be political on this. But since Mr. Naved is present over here, Mr. Naved is present over here. Can I just read out the letter of a top officer of Amnesty International, Ms. Geeta Sehgal, in 2010? Yes, Naveji, when in fact Amnesty International was collaborating with one of the top sympathizers of Taliban, that is Muazzam Beg. This is what Geeta Sehgal wrote to the topmost officer of Amnesty International. I quote, "To be appearing on the platforms with Britain's most famous supporter of the Taliban, whom we treat as a human right defender, is a gross error of judgment. It constitutes a threat to human right." So, Mr. Naved, right from 2010, we have seen as to how propagandists in the name of human rights activism have been propagating what I would say is break India, or in fact something which is not proper to justice. So today, Mr. Naved, defending the indefensible would not do. We all have to come together, and Shabnam Loan is also in the middle of the debate. Shabnam Loan, you all have to come together. You have to condemn. You have to agree.
No,
well, yes, your right may be to fight for development.
No,
your right is not Azadi from India. India has given you the freedom, which is the most beautiful experience of this world.
Stop being a superhero. Don't try to be a hero.
Superhero? You don't understand what the superheroes are doing in India. You don't understand the martyrdom of our martyrs. They are the superheroes.
Now Mehbooba Mufti today
you try to speak for Burhan Wani, but you never speak about Pramod Kumar. For you, the supervillains are the superhero. That is the problem.
Now come on, I was with you on another program.
No, what come on? You all have to come on. You all have to back up. You have to show that you have the nationalist blood running in you.
Children in Kashmir. That is the way we have seen that is every day for us in Kashmir.
Shabnam, can I ask you a question? Shabnam, you are a lawyer practicing in the Supreme Court. India, this beautiful country has given you the right to practice in the highest court of country. Those students who are shouting about Azadi in Bangalore are the students who under a quota system are studying in the best colleges of India.
I don't want Kashmiri students.
Best colleges of India, under the quota system, they are studying in the best colleges of India, and you hypocrites, you want Azadi?
Now those people who gave them this format, they should be booked. I don't want Kashmiri students who are studying outside the state. They have to respect the sensitivity of the states that they are staying
Exactly.
in. They cannot
Exactly. And when they are booked, why do you shout it?
They cannot do that. They have to study.
Very good.
And
they are booked,
they cannot bring the chaos of the
when
valley.
there is a case,
They
why
cannot
are you
bring
also
the
disturbed?
chaos of the valley outside
Now
the
why are
state.
you also
They
disturbed?
cannot. And they should not be allowed.
Yes,
So
John
book
Dayal,
these people.
John Dayal,
But this
you
Kashmiri
also want
Pandit
them booked?
gentleman. Now
No,
listen to
each
me.
of them should reiterate today that they want them
Yes,
booked.
I want all of them to be booked.
John
This
Dayal,
Kashmiri
where are
Pandit
you?
gentleman who made these stories that look here, I
Shabnam,
was there and I
Shabnam,
could not bear when they were speaking against the army. I protest because he is using to rouse passions against
sorry,
the
I think the
Kashmiri
people who are rousing
Muslim.
passions, I
That
think-
is very wrong. That is very wrong. The army can defend itself. And sometimes mistakes
One second,
do
Shabnam,
happen.
one second.
Yes, there have been
Shabnam,
mistakes.
let him speak. Let him speak.
People know me. I can't tolerate anything against the country. Shabnam,
Didn't
don't
the
play
army
like this.
say
You are not
so?
here. I am an eyewitness. I am an eyewitness. Nobody can talk against my country. I have left Kashmir. I have become a refugee. But I did not compromise on the integrity of the country. Don't talk like this, Shabnam.
Come on,
You're a
don't try to
participant.
be a GD Bakshi. He is original.
Don't talk
You
like
are
this.
not. Don't
I
try
am
to
living
be
like a
GD
refugee in my country.
He is original.
But I have
You
not
are
taken gun in my hand.
trying
All
to
right,
I
now
am not
Shabnam
taking
Lone, you
gun
want to
in
make
my
a
hand.
speech here, you
I
make it
don't
somewhere
like
else.
anybody.
Viewers,
I don't want
I think I'm going to have to come in now. 1 second,
I've got a
please.
point to make.
Shabnam Lone, a simple point tonight. I am surprised.
Arnab, I've got a
I'm
point.
surprised that all of you have so much faith in Amnesty. I, for one, can only say this at this stage, and I want you to listen. I don't believe that, and that I don't believe. Shabnam Lone, I don't want to have to speak over you, so be
Arnab.
quiet.
lot of money.
Thank you.
Arnab, I want to say,
Please,
why-
this is not a competition for who speaks louder. Shabnam, am I
Arnab,
telling
I
you
want to
something?
give you a-
Shabnam Lone, can I please? Be quiet, please.
Why it is a
Be quiet.
sedition?
Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Tell you why it is
Be
a
quiet,
sedition.
Shabnam.
Okay, Arnab.
Be quiet. Don't use the Newshour for making a political
Why it
speech.
is a sedition?
Just a minute, please. Just a minute.
I'm not
Lastly,
saying that.
last
Why
point,
should I
Shabnam,
use the
please be
Newshour
quiet.
for making
I think this is a very
political
critical moment for the
No,
country.
please don't. No,
Simple point is it's a very critical moment for the country. I don't, I think if there are people, Shabnam, I requested you, now don't force me to say it a second time, please. Thank you. I don't trust John Dayal or any of you. I don't trust a foreign organization to come into our
I
country.
don't trust you.
And to come into our country.
I don't listen to any.
I don't trust a foreign organization. Allow me to complete my sentence. That does not show so much intolerance towards each other. I don't trust a foreign organization to suddenly come to India and say, we are so concerned about India. Viewers, I'm asking you, that to an organization like Amnesty, which has been remarkably quiet on issues that actually concern human rights across the entire world. An organization like Amnesty, which has been accused and researched by some people to be echoing a bit of a line which corresponds to the US State Department. I know they'll deny it, but the fact is that there are some people who say so. An organization like Amnesty, which doesn't speak a word when Maoist terrorists go ahead and decapitate ISIS-style Indian soldiers and security forces, they don't do a nationwide campaign then. They don't do a nationwide campaign against the terrorists being infiltrated from Pakistan into Kashmir. They don't do a nationwide campaign on mercenaries operating in Indian soil. They don't do a campaign for transparency on who's funding whom in India and for what interest. And those people turn around now and say, we care about India. I think Indians are good enough to care for themselves, John Dayal. So if an American organization comes to India right now and says, I care for you, I really care for your human rights, I take it with a lot of skepticism, particularly when their track record does not show objectivity. Particularly when we can pick their own words in another context and say, you took one line in Denmark, you're trying to take another line here in India. And frankly, at this point of time globally, when these people come around, create a situation, have an event where people are openly asking for Azadi, a multi-metro campaign going on, viewers, right now being organized by Amnesty, which can turn around and give a line of plausible deniability and say, we and those people on the dais weren't doing anything specific. Whatever happens elsewhere is not within our jurisdiction. It can't control the consequences, then why provoke the situation? And if the situation has been provoked, why don't you come in and stop those people? Why doesn't Amnesty say simply today? And that's one point. Let Amnesty say that we believe in the map of India. Isn't that the basic minimum, John Dayal? That Amnesty must say, you operate from India. You must believe in the map of India.
I think you.
Is that not a must?
I think you have.
Is that not a must?
Can I say something?
Is that not a must?
Can I say something?
No, believing in the map of India is not a must.
He only knows about you have made an excellent case for terminating the military and intelligence agreements with the US. I think you have made an excellent case for terminating intelligence and military agreements with
Mr. Goswami,
the US.
I just want to make a quick last point by saying that, well, yes,
I don't
there
think
are
you
many
understand
Break
things in
India
depth, John
NGOs,
Dayal.
and we should unifyingly condemn these Break India NGOs.
No, you
but
don't.
there are many Jaichans in India also. But for these Jaichans, these Break India NGOs would not be successful. We have to expose these, name these, shame these Jaichans in India.
Look at that
John
man.
Dayal,
Look
I
at
have
that
tonight.
man.
I'm sorry.
Look at
you
that
are senior
man.
to me by
Look
age.
at that
but
man.
sorry,
Look at that
I have
man.
exposed you tonight. And likes of you
arrest me,
should
arrest
be
me.
exposed.
Arrest
You know,
me,
the
arrest
Jaichans
me.
of India.
Arrest
No, one
me.
second.
The ones
Arrest
who
me.
break India into
If you
pieces
dare,
and who are flourishing in this country. The ones who only for the namesake
you
call
are
India as
breaking
their country,
India.
but who are devouring this
the
country,
sun is
who are
breaking
eating
India.
the flesh of
The
this
sun
country.
is breaking
These
India.
people have to be exposed.
This is
The sun
Before
is
we
breaking
point the
India.
finger
Viewers, the
towards
argument, many
Break India
people.
NGOs,
Look at this
these
man.
people who are
Look
trying
at
to
his
break
party.
India have to
Why are you
Look
getting
at the
sweat?
groups supporting his
Mr.
party.
John Dayal, I pity you. I pity you. How dare you go and complain against India to America? Beautiful mother India has
I have nothing but
given
contempt for you.
everything.
I think we are quits.
I pity
You pity me,
Please,
I have
sir,
contempt for
please,
you.
Sir, with due respect, I pity you. With all due respect, I pity you. People
I think-
like you run to America. You go and
I have
complain there.
contempt for you. With due respect, of course.
Taken up the issue of Kashmiri Pundits?
Right.
Have you
Last
ever
point
ever
tonight.
run to
But
Sonia
you
Gandhi
Last
go-
point tonight.
You go with
Kashmiri
the
Viewers,
big
many
boat.
people.
You go
Many.
with the big
Okay,
boat.
okay. One sec.
The
Many
government of
people
India
asking
should be
tonight.
ashamed of itself.
Many people
one more
asking
has run
tonight.
out.
John,
support
one
Palestine.
second. John, please stop, please. 1 second. Many people are asking tonight, what is this argument that
I
Times
support
Now is
Palestine.
making on the idea of plausible deniability? I want to explain this idea of plausible deniability a little bit. Let me simply sum it up. The way you look at the way you look at this case of Amnesty in the case of Bengaluru invoking plausible deniability is this: you organize an event, but you don't take responsibility for what in the audience say. None of your members are directly involved in the shouting, so you can say you were not directly responsible for the actions of members of the audience. You organize an event to which you also invite the police, so that you can safely say it was up to the police to stop the sloganeering. You organize an event where there is secessionism and there is pro-Azadi sloganeering. You can escape responsibility even though there is no direct evidence that this was an effort being made on your part to tell the sloganeers that this was not an anti-India event and that separatist slogans will not be tolerated. You organize an event where separatist slogans are raised, but you escape responsibility by later feigning ignorance over who invited specific members of the audience responsible for the slogan shouting. And then when separatist slogans are raised, you can escape responsibility saying you have nothing to do with these people. Now, this is all very transparent. But if you're organizing a multi-metro campaign on these lines, and then you say we are not ideologically aligned with anyone, don't blame us for what members in the audience did. I leave this for all the viewers tonight, for people like Ajay Alok, Shabnam Lone, Naved Hamid and everyone to see. People of India see through this. People see through this, John. Don't think people don't. It's just that specific questions are now being asked.
The stage shows what they are thinking.
Of course they see through it.
You can't play
Of
victim.
course they see through it.
They can't.
Of course they see through it. They threw through Sampit Patra. They laugh at it. They laugh at it.
It was totally one-sided. It was,
I know I've got under your skin, Mr. John Dayal. I know. Tonight I have got under your skin.
Patriotism is not your
India state in
monopoly.
poor light, Mr. John Dayal.
Right.
That is your goal.
Patriotism
That
is
is
not
why
your
you don't
monopoly.
call anybody from the
It
other
is not
side.
your USP.
You have no heart for the Kashmiri Pandits who
Hypocrisy
suffered. No heart for the
is your
Pakistani
USP.
refugees suffering in Jammu Kashmir. You have a selective audience. You create a scene where only those points will be heard, and you will create a scene where Indian state will be shown in poor light.
Do you
and
hear
that is
yourself
your goal,
sometimes?
That is your objective.
Do you hear yourself sometimes?
Right, one sec.
You must go and see
listen,
yourself
John, listen,
on
all
YouTube.
I've seen today is that
Mr.
Tushar
John,
Gandhi
what
is
you
being
do
personally
internationally,
abusive, you're
you
being
practice in
personally
India,
abusive.
that's all.
How does this help? How does this help? We play some
No,
facts tonight.
you are
The
shifting
amnesty
the debate
controversy is
from-
out
you are
there.
swinging.
The amnesty
You are
controversy is
swinging.
out there. My
You
last
are
question is to
taking
Naved
plausible
Hamid.
deniability.
Naved Hamid. Amnesty, last point, 3 more minutes on this debate. Amnesty truly believes that freedom of expression is not absolute, right? Amnesty holds the opinion globally that speech should be restricted to safeguard other people's rights. Every Indian also has a right against incitement to violence leading to secession, right? Are you following me? So, so Naved Hamid, my question to you is, if offending one community's religious sentiments is incitement to violence and entails restriction, why shouldn't amnesty take a clear position against secessionism, against the Indian state? How does that become freedom of expression?
Arnab, I would request you not to confuse.
No, sir, I'm not confused. You are, sir.
Let me respond now. You have put a question. Unless until I respond to you, how you can say that I'm a confused man?
Because you're not answering my question. You're only talking about confusion. My question is that if amnesty, I'll explain the point again.
I have a strong objection of mixing Danish cartoon statement with this incident in Bengaluru.
So that's the question to you is, please explain to me very simply, Naved, and hear my question. You understand this: offending a community or a religion's sentiments is incitement to violence. Calling for the breakup of the country and secessionism is not incitement to violence. What are you saying?
Neither that violence can be justified.
So that's the point I'm making. But that's the point I'm making. Where's the consistency?
That violence, how can that violence be justified?
Had I said that,
So amnesty can't be.
I asked the sister to stop.
No, but amnesty took a position on that. Why is it not taking a position on secessionism in India when it's operating out of India?
It should have.
It should. That's the point.
This official statement has not shown even the little remorse towards it.
Incident. They say we are neutral.
Let me complete my statement. Can I speak now?
See, sir, Naved ji, today I am seeing that when I am asking specific questions, all we are getting is rhetoric, bile, abuse and venom. What kind of tolerance is that?
Had I indulged in that?
No, but what kind of tolerance is that today? From John Dayal, from Shabnam Loan, from Tushar Gandhi.
When you allow, Arnab, when you allow a spokesman of a national ruling party to incite violence against John Dayal, if something happens tomorrow to John Dayal,
at what point was there an incitement of violence? Let Sambit respond.
Yes, Azadi from John Dayal. What does that mean? If something happens tomorrow to John Dayal, who would be responsible?
No, that's all right. Listen, you want to divert the subject, it's fine. John, you asked a question,
Why are you
explain.
so worried, sir? I mean it. I want Azadi from hypocrites like you. The country wants
No, one second. Was there an incitement to violence? Sambit.
Mind your language, Samit Patra. Mind your language.
One sec. Calm down. Calm down, Naved.
Naved,
calm down. Naved, calm down. Naved, calm down.
You would be held responsible.
Calm down, Naved. Calm down, Naved.
You want Azadi from Kashmir. You want
I'm
Azadi
asking
for
you a simple question.
Kashmir. We cannot have Azadi from hypocrites.
Sambit, 1 second. If that was incitement to violence, then you take your words back and apologize right here. If it was not, explain it right here. I don't want rhetoric on subjects like that. Sambit.
Azadi means a philosophy where you want to tear apart this country. This philosophy has to be done away with, sir, and you very well know. Today you all are frustrated because you have been exposed
John
as never before.
Not at all.
And that
Not
is
at
the
all.
reason as to why.
Mind your language, you are not frustrated.
Naved, please don't
You
shout.
have no
who
right.
challenge you today, sir. It is not just I. 125 crore Indians are challenging you. They have seen through your skin, sir. They have
You have
seen
no
your
right.
real
You have no
colour.
role in
You
freedom
sit in
struggle.
this country.
You have no role in freedom struggle.
Naved Hamid,
mind your language.
We want
Naved Hamid,
Azadi against this thought
Naved
process.
Hamid, Naved Hamid,
We
one
want
second.
Azadi against this thought process,
So
sir.
it's not, he's
Thought
not talking
process
about
of yours.
incitement to violence. So
The conspiring thought process.
Naved, he's not talking about incitement to violence. So let's not twist it. Then now answer my question that if offending a community's religious sentiments is incitement to violence, surely you will agree with me that calling for the breakup of the country is also an incitement to violence. Now let's not twist that. Sambit explained, no? He's talking about a thought out there. Now you explain this point out here.
Arnab, Mr.
explain this.
Naved and the likes of him are intelligent enough to understand all these things.
No, that's all right. Now explain. Explain.
No,
Explain that point.
I am being exceptionally truthful tonight. Mr.
Sambit, okay, I heard you, Sambit.
You were offended.
Sambit, I heard
you were offended
I heard
tonight
you.
when I called for Azadi. No, you are offended today when I called for Azadi from hypocrites. For years you have been calling for Azadi of Kashmir, and you thought that people of this country would not be
at all.
offended.
I am not supporting that statement.
So those who are
Don't twist my words.
So please,
Naved, the question
the whole debate is
Naved,
about that,
Sambit, I told you, Sambit, now listen to me, Sambit, you made a clarification that you were not talking, you were talking in terms of a thought process. That point is made. Now I want to ask the question because I don't want the debate to be derailed. The question is this: please, John and Naved Hamid and Shabnam Lone, understand one thing. That if Amnesty takes a position, if Amnesty takes a position, and my question is to John, that Amnesty, if it takes a position saying freedom of expression cannot be at the cost of inciting other people, cannot be at the cost of not safeguarding other people's rights. Surely you agree with me, John, that a lot of people here would be offended at those who preach secessionism openly. I mean, why would you feel that the same statement of Amnesty in the context of Denmark would not be applicable in India? Simple point, please. And then we'll close this, right? Yeah.
Sir, if I may take this opportunity, and I thank you for this opportunity, to tell you and to tell everybody, I am not afraid of Mr. Patra. I am not afraid of the BJP.
Again, that's the grandstanding.
I stand for India.
I
have fought for India.
No, then why? I
am
Amnesty,
not
should Amnesty, John,
I will not
John, we should Amnesty.
I am not frightened.
John, should Amnesty.
I will not be silenced.
John, should Amnesty accept the map of India?
Thank you very much.
India to America.
No, John, to operate in India, should Amnesty accept the map of India? Simple question. Should they accept the map of India?
I am here now.
In your view, what's your view on that?
Accepting the map of India.
What about Amnesty?
And
should
accepting the fact.
Should Amnesty accept
I
the
am
map
an
of India?
Indian. I hold an Indian passport, and I will not be threatened.
Should Amnesty accept the map of India?
I will not be threatened. I am not frightened of the government.
Listen here. Now listen.
I challenge you to arrest me.
I'm asking you a question. Should Amnesty accept the map of India? What's the problem here, Naved? What's the problem here?
I am answering your question.
Is there a dissonance in that? Yeah.
Let me complete.
Should they accept the map of India?
No, when
Amnesty has registered itself in India, it has accepted the territorial boundaries of India.
No. But one second. It is saying on the issue of self-determination. It is saying on the issue of self-determination. It's very ambiguous.
They should take a stand on that.
Pardon me?
They should respect the sentiments of Indians.
That's the point. So let's not get worked up.
I agree with you.
So you understand this. One second, Sambit, 1 second. So you understand right now that there is no need to go ahead, get so angry and say, oh, this nationalism is bad, that's all the people are saying. You're operating in India, you believe in Indian rules, accept the Indian map. That's all. I don't think there is anything violently wrong in that, right?
That means that they have accepted Indian territorial boundaries.
No, I think you should see what the press release of Amnesty is.
And
I think we should invite them for a subject debate on this. I thank you all at this stage on the Amnesty controversy. We had different perspectives on the debate. I thank you all very much. To all the viewers calling in, not taking calls tonight, This debate is now in your court. Thank you for joining me on debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.